Hey everybody, got another video here for you. This is going to be something totally different. This is a call for suggestions. What should I build? Let me explain what's going on here right quick. I'm going to try not to ramble during this video. So as you can see, I got a lot of guitars here. They run all the way to the back wall and then all along the back wall over to that corner. And then there's like 4 rows of guitars hanging here. And then there's a couple more back over on this side. There's one there and one there and a bunch of parts. And what's going on is I'm going to run out of room and I got to start selling some of these off. So if I'm going to have to start selling off guitars that I make, it's either that or I like cannibalize them for parts and then throw them on the fire, and then grab another piece of wood and make another body and put all the parts together and make the same guitar all over again, just to take it apart and put it in the fire because there's no room to store anymore. That makes no sense. So I'm thinking like sell them off at cost, just to do something with them. And so then it becomes a question of what would people want to buy. And I've been thinking about this, and there's just so many options, so many possibilities that it's just, it's like, imagine going to the website and be able to customize anything you wanted on a guitar design. And then, you could pick any kind of bridge and any kind of pickups and electronics you wanted and stuff like that. And so there's so many possibilities and possible combinations that I'm just, I'm not sure what to do. So I figured I'd ask everybody out there who's watching the video, what would you like to see me build? What do you think would sell? What might you be interested in buying? If I end up making some of these things and putting them up on eBay at cost in order to make space for the next one. So that's the basic question there. And let me show you or tell you what's in the pipeline. And then there's also, my playlists with like all my other builds, and then there's all the playlists of all the build series. Like I think I'm on episode 12 or so on this thing now. But yeah, let me show you what's in the pipeline. So this is the first thing in the pipeline, guitar number 3. And what's it waiting for? I don't think it's waiting for anything. Yeah, the pickguard material came in. Where'd I put that? There it is. Pickguard material in black. Plus, if you've been watching my videos, then you probably heard me say, wow, this is really cool looking wood. Wouldn't it be nice to have a clear pickguard? So I got some clear acrylic sheet for making clear pickguards, while I was at the same time getting this stuff. And this is going to go right here. And this body is not designed originally for an EQ, so I'm not going to put the EQ on it. So that's like the first thing in the pipeline. And here's the Curve Tri tail tuner, and I need to finish painting the spacers for the bridge on this thing. And these are the major parts of the aged hardware build, which I really got very far on that, obviously. And then this is the neck and body for guitar number 8. What that is, well, that light's in the way. That's much better. Okay. This body here, the one that's got that weird tremolo. Let's take a look at this trim. Okay, so here's the trim. It's similar to a Steinberger. It's a tail tuner type trim or no head type trim, and it does have the trim, and it also will lock into a hardtail and has the thumb screw adjustment for the spring, but it's not quite as easy to work with as the Steinberger, and most importantly, the spring that it comes with is too stiff for 8-gauge strings. It's more than 76 pounds or whatever 8 gauges work out to. I think it's around 76, 78 pounds. So basically, this was the neck off of it, and it's getting a new body that'll take a Steinberger bridge. And that's guitar number 8, and that's in the pipeline. Okay, this is another one that's in the pipeline. This, if I'm not mistaken, is the first guitar that I ever posted on YouTube, the X5, what it eventually evolved into. And this is my original Gibson-esque type build with the stop tail and the TOM and stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it into a proper Gibson. I'm going to get a Gibson scale length neck for it, and let's see, it's going to keep the fine tuner stop tail and the roller TOM, and I'm going to put in a pair of like BAF style humbuckers on it and give it the classic Gibson knobs. Bring it down to a 20mm heel, and I suppose reshape the heel to make it 90mm long instead of, this looks to be at least 100, if not 110 or more, and give it a single swing bar. This thing's still a V-bar guitar from way back in the day, so yeah, the Gibson build is what I'm calling that, and that's another one in the works, or in the pipeline. And then the next one on the list, I don't really have anything. Well, I have something kind of like it. Hold on. Okay, so this is the X6, and this is the Fender 12, and what I want to do is I want to do a 12-string tail tuner, basically. And then, hold on, next visual aid. Okay, these are the necks that I bought like almost a year ago to do a twin neck build. And once I've never done a 12-string tail tuner. So once I've got one of those under my belt, then I want to take these two necks. Let's see. This is the 6-string neck, and this is the 12-string neck. And I want to do a 6/12 twin neck Steinberger and tail tuner. I guess you want the 12 should go closer to you, I think is the way they usually go. But anyway, you get the idea. So yeah, so it would basically be a twin neck headless guitar, because one would be a tail tuner and the other one would be a Steinberger. And so both of the paddles would go away. One would become that'd be like a Steinberger, and then that would just be like a tail tuner head with 12 strings or something like that. But anyway, you get the idea. So that's yet another thing in the pipeline, is the twin neck build. And then the next one, don't worry, I'm almost done. So this is the quote-unquote kids LP kit build. And I think by kids they meant it was an LP Junior kit. I don't really know my LPs that well, but as near as I can tell, I think it's an LP, it's supposed to be an LP Junior. It's like slightly smaller and slightly lighter and stuff. But this is getting a set of P90s, and I got all black hardware for it, and black knobs and stuff, so that's yet another one that's in the pipeline. And this is the neck for the fretless. And I've got all the parts for this now. I think I was waiting on strap locks or something like that. So, yeah, there's the neck. And it's going to be getting under hardtail, as I recall. Basically like a tele ashtray bridge with the pickup part cut off, so it's like a top loader hardtail, that kind of idea. And let's see, there's only a couple more left, I promise. Okay. The remaining builds in the pipeline, one that I want to do is what I'm calling a green bar guitar build. And green bar is my term for a certain decor used in bars that have like lots of like dark wood stained and lots of brass and green felt. And there are certain bars that use that decor. And I always thought that might be an interesting kind of a build. So I'm going to try to do something like that. I haven't really figured out, what part I'm going to make. It would be a dark brown stained wood, and it would have gold hardware. And then somehow I got to work green felt into it, maybe as the top of the depth pick guard or something, or maybe give it a felt back or felt front or something like that. I don't know, but that's another one that's in the pipeline. And then another thing another build I want to do is I want to do another version of the Oriental here, just because I like the look of it, all the inlay stickers and stuff. I think it looks cool. It's very unique for sure. But I'd like to do something like this with like a more minimalist body and stuff like that, and maybe even in a Steinberger. And one of the main things I'm thinking is for the finish, use the satin black and then put the inlay stickers on and then clear coat it with like acrylic. And that way you could get a gloss finish, and the inlay stickers would all be sealed into the finish of the guitar. So I wanted to do that, or give that a try. Then let's see, what else? The gold dust. Yeah, I want to do a guitar this is basically you squirt it black and then mist it gold. And then if you get too much gold, you mist it more black. This is a little more gold than I'm really shooting for. I'm shooting for something more like that. And you can see it, it's a combination of black and gold. So I want to do a build that's got this kind of a finish too. And I guess it would be like this kind of finish, and then black hardware maybe, something like that. And I could do it in a tail tuner, or I could do it in like something with or without a trim, so like an X6 or an X14 kind of thing, X13. Then this is another one. I found this on eBay for not a lot of money. I don't even know if this is going to work without external circuit boards or anything, but it's got a wiring diagram, so I'm going to see what's up. And I don't know, I could combine some of these things together, like, you know, make that a guitar, or put this on the next version of that, something like that. And this one here is from my recent thinking about what's important in acoustics versus electrics, which led to how to blend, like on a mixing board when you have multiple pickups. And basically, apparently, it turns out that you can't get mixing board behavior without a preamp. And so then I, of course, started looking for preamps, and I came up with this great idea of, you take one of these guys, which is your standard acoustic thing that goes in the side of your acoustic and has a piezo and a microphone, which both plug into the back with like 1/8" jacks or whatever. And then you get a set of 1/8" jacks, and you connect it up to a matched set. If I can get it open. It's another place where it helps to have long fingernails. There we go. So you take a matched, oh my God, there we go. Ready for some rap rage? Watch, they probably put it all on like 4 Ziplocs. So they've double Ziplocked it, maybe because the inner one doesn't stay Ziplocked or something. Nope, they triple Ziplocked it. I was off by 1. They only put it in 3 Ziplocs. Okay, yeah. Matched set of pickups here. These are like medium output humbuckers, as I recall. I'd have to look it up. That's the neck. Oh yeah, they're this kind. And this is a matching bridge. Yep, bridge. Yeah, so neck and a bridge and like one of these metal humbucker thingies. And you hook it up to these guys, and then you plug it into this thing, and you don't use the piezo or the microphone. And I guess you could use this jack, or yeah, you'd want to use this jack because that powers this. So yeah, you only use like the jack and the battery box and the brain box, so to speak, or the preamp box. And that gets you a, I suppose I should open it the right way. What that gets you for this particular model is that gets you a blend between the 2 pickups. The same way that you can do a 100% blend between the microphone and the piezo and get like all mic or all piezo, you should be able to get the same effect between all bridge or all neck. And then you've also got a 4-band EQ to help sculpt your tone. And you also get a built-in, you get a volume, and you get a on-off switch, and you get a built-in tuner, all in one kind of a thing. So that could be very cool. It's too bad they don't make something that works with 3 pickups. So yeah, that's another idea. I wonder if you could like combine all this stuff together. There you go. Make it one build to rule them all. It'd be like this thing and this thing. No, but these are cool too. So I'm getting off the track here. Hold on a sec. Yeah, so that's everything that's in the pipeline. And then after that, I don't know what I should do. Well, what I'm thinking I need to do is figure out what I can build that you know, I'm going to be able to sell off basically at cost. I'm thinking, you know, put them up on eBay at cost, or, you know, at cost or best offer or something like that, just to get them out of here. And it's better than pitching them on the fire. And so that's the reason for my call for suggestions is, what should I build? Now there's like a billion different choices, and that's what I'm going to get into next. So it looks like this is going to be a long video. My apologies. Okay, so let me just like throw out some ideas here to give you to perhaps give you some ideas. First of all, I can do any kind of more or less traditional build. Like, say I wanted to do a Tele, I could put a, you know, an ashtray bridge on and a Tele neck pickup on, and you know, it'd have headstock and stuff like that. And like I showed you that guitar earlier, that I'm going to be doing as a more or less as a standard Gibson hardware and pickup combination kind of thing. But you could also do that with like the Edge hardware build uses like a Gibson bridge and a trapeze tailpiece, and you know, you could do the same idea but put a Bigsby on one, that kind of thing. You could do a Strat build. Hold on. Right, so here's the Strat stick. So that's an example of a Stratocaster. Now, this one's set up with a single humbucker, but could it just as easily be 3 single coils and then have classic Strat type controls back here? So, but still get, you can do things like a lightweight headstock, tuners, and a lock nut as well. Kind of get the best of both worlds. And of course, you know, the cutaway headstock, the trapezoid profile, flat heel, the triangular heel, all those kind of things, the minimalist body, all that kind of stuff. At least that's what I have in mind. But it's you know, should I make a Strat? Should I make a Tele? Should I make, you know, some kind of shredder machine? Should I do a Floyd Rose? Or, you know, so yeah. Or I could do a Steinberger. Let's see. Where's a Floyd Rose? Here's a Floyd Rose. Yeah, there's a wide variety of these things now that I've made. Oops. This one here, that's a Steinberger with a carbon fiber tube neck. Running out of places to set these down. And this one here is a Gibson Robotuner. So yeah, there's all kinds of things that you can do as far as, like, you know, what kind of bridge, and bridge kind of dictates what kind of headstock and things like that. So then as far as bodies go, in general I'm thinking minimalist, but you know, I've also got a couple other body shapes that I've come up with here. Once again, the light. Yeah, so there's the scarab shape here, and then the curved tri shape, or other possible choices. Or, you know, if you think, maybe I should do like, I don't know, name some kind of, maybe an Explorer body or something like that. Then let's see, what else is there in the way of choices? I mean, you can just go down the list and just almost anything. So, pickups. I've tried pretty much everything except for like mini humbuckers and Supertrons and horseshoes and Charlie Christians. And Supertrons are real expensive, as are horseshoes and Charlie Christians. And I just never got around to trying like a mini humbucker. Supposedly it's more or less the same thing. But, for pickups, you've got pretty much any choice. You got single coils, you got humbuckers, you got P90s, gold foils, hot rails, quad rails, active pickups, filtertrons, lipstick pickups, and I've done builds with all of those actually. So, except I haven't done that P90 build yet. So yeah, any kind of pickup configuration. As far as like electronics and controls go, I've kind of figured out what can be done depending on whether you got a humbucker or a single coil, and whether you got 1, 2, or 3 of them, and yeah, all the different things that can be done, and therefore which controls you ought to put on the guitar to get all the voices out, all the useful voices out. Basically, I didn't find a whole lot of use for humbucker coils in parallel from previous testing. I believe that was on the original version of the curved triangle. Yeah, it was the curved triangle, I think. I took a humbucker and it can be wired up for 6 things, and I did all 6, and 4 of them turned out to be useless or something like that. But anyway, so yeah, anything is possible in the way of pickups. And if you want true blending and you want to limit it to 2 pickups, you can even do this preamp kind of a thing. Another question would be 22 or 24 frets, maple or rosewood fingerboards, what kind of body wood, flame maple. I think this one's pine. Yeah, looks like that's pine, spruce. But there's flame maple, there's Bubinga, there's all kinds of stuff. I've used spruce, Bubinga, flame maple, and red oak in my builds so far. Different types of nuts. You can go lock nuts. Some things will pretty much dictate a lock nut. Like these kind of tuners, you want to have lock nuts on it for tuning stability. It takes everything above the nut out of the tuning stability equation entirely, factors it all out. So, but yeah, nuts. I mean, it's like you can go with just like a stock nut. It comes stock on like an eBay neck or whatever. Like a plastic nut. You can go with like a locking nut, or you can go with like a roller nut. That one's got a roller. You can go with a bone nut. You can go with some kind of synthetic nut like Tusk or whatever. I've done builds both with nuts, and I've also done builds where I have no nut and I just have a 0 fret instead. So there's all kinds of options there too. What do you think would sell? What would you buy? What would you want? And then there's the big question of needs versus nice versus bling. Let me get another audio visual aid or visual aid here. So this one, I'm going to have to pan back, get something out of the way. That'll work. So this guitar here in front is the low budget build. And this thing, it really sounds great actually, I'm surprised. It only cost about $65 in parts, plus, supplies, sandpaper and stuff like that. So, so yeah, you've got questions of needs versus nice versus bling. This is very baseline. It's, a single coil and a jack. And it's got, a floating saddle bridge, but that's about the only thing that's fancy about the whole guitar. And, that could just easily be a knife edge TOM bridge. But, then on the other end of the scale, you've got something like, where did I put it? Here it is. You got something like this. Yeah, this is the guitar with the carbon fiber neck, and this is an X13 type with the Steinberger and the onboard EQ and the kill switch and the kill button and the on-off switch, all the bells and whistles, so to speak, and the Bubinga body. So yeah, this is one of the most bling guitars that I've built, I guess you would say. So yeah, and I'm not sure, should I build something like, the $65 special here, or should I'm not really interested in working in Bubinga and carbon fiber. They're just too much like work. And it's really only for bling, is all I can tell. It doesn't really get you anything else. This doesn't have a truss rod in it, and that's about the only advantage. And then, of course, colors. What color should I make it? Should I make it brown? Should I make it purple? Should I make it red? Should I make it green, blue, orange, bursts? And, should it be painted? Should it be stained? Should it be clear coated? Should it be oil finish? These are all options, and these are all possibilities. And I'm just kind of like overwhelmed. So, does anybody have any suggestions? Please lend a machete to my intellectual thicket, as they say. And yeah, so I think that pretty much covers it. That's my question, everybody. Please leave your suggestions in the comments for this video. And hope to see you all in the next one. Everybody, have a good one. I always forget something. It's terrible when I go to the store. I always have to go back in. So, yet another option, should they come with a case? Like that. And this comes with all kinds of cool case candy. You got a set of earbuds that plugs into the EQ, so that you can listen to it directly without needing an amp or anything. And you get a stand and like papers that describe all the specs, and you can put a tuner in there and picks and stuff like that, and you actually have a case that protects the guitar. I need to trim strings off of that thing. But yeah, so that's yet another possibility for these guitars. Is I found this is actually a baseline generic ABS plastic rifle case off of Amazon, I think it was, and it was only like $26 or something like that, with the foam and everything. And it'll take locks, So yeah, you could even, get a set of locks for it and sell the guitar with a locking case. But yeah, all kinds of options. So should I sell them with cases? Anyway, you get the idea. Please leave your suggestions in the comments. Until the next one, everybody, have a good one.